For all their lives, the Thompson twins have shared the same path, from being born in the same hospital to entering the NBA in the same draft class. Here, Amen would go number 4 to the Rockets, and Asar would go number 5 to the Pistons. We're looking at basically the same height, same athleticism, and of course, the same bloodline. But in the NBA, their roles and their trajectories have already started to split. You see, back in Overtime Elite, their numbers were nearly identical. Let's look at Amen Thompson's averages: 16.4 points, 5.9 boards, and 5.9 assists, while his twin brother Asar had 16.3 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 6.1 assists. On paper, this was a mirror match, but the way they got these numbers was completely different. Amen was the primary ball handler, more pick and roll, more rim pressure, and more free throws, while Asar played off ball, moved without it, and locked in defensively. But dominating OTE as the set of twin flames is really in the past, because they're in the league now, and the gap is growing. So who's better right now? And who is better built for the future? Let's start by talking about Amen Thompson, just because he got drafted first. When you watch him play, it's pretty obvious. This guy is built like a point guard in a wing's body. He's 6'7" and explosive. I mean, just look at that block, and he's constantly pushing the tempo. But it's not just speed, it's control. He knows how to manipulate the offense. And you guys might think this is a stretch, but I think what is so underrated about him is his aggressiveness. I mean, remember when he bodied Tyler Hero and just tossed him on the floor like it was nothing? I think this really represents how much he's willing to stand up for himself and be aggressive to take what he wants. And this isn't just winning him fights, but it's winning him games. Houston is currently sitting at the number 2 seed. Asar, on the other hand, plays with a lot more control off the ball. And you might not realize it until he's making the play that saves the possession. He cuts hard, crashes the board, and defends like every game is Game 7. And while the Pistons are a 5 seed and not a 2 seed like the Rockets, they've come a long way since last season. And Asar has been a huge help for this. He's been an impeccable defender all season long, and basically an iron wall against other teams as he is against Suggs here. And if you watch my other videos, you know how much I value defense in these games. When we consider deflections per 36 liters, Dyson Daniel we know to be number 1 at 6.3 deflections, but in second place is actually Asar Thompson at 5.8 deflections. So both are valuable in completely different ways, but if you're looking just at playstyle, Amen is built to run a team, and Asar is built to elevate one. So what is one of the most important indicators for a young player? It's year over year or even month over month growth. It's not just about who's better today, it's about who's figuring it out even faster, especially when we consider the fact that these twins started out at nearly the same stats. So let's start with Amen, because his biggest knock coming into the league was his jumper. As a matter of fact, guess what his OTE 3-point percentage was? If you guessed 13.8%, you're right. But in the NBA, he's up nearly double at 25.8%, which isn't great, but is progress. So now we know that Amen went up by 12%, but what about Asar? Well, Asar hasn't worked on his 3-point shooting as much, only going up 3.3%. And this makes perfect sense when we look at how far away they're actually shooting their shots from. Amen, on average, takes shots from 7.6 feet away, while Asar takes shots from 6.6 feet away. And this matters because when we look at true shooting percentage, Amen actually also has a higher true shooting percentage than Asar, even though he's taking shots from further away on average. So right now, it's not looking great for Asar in terms of comparing him and his twin. And it doesn't get much better for Asar, as the plus-minus box score echoes a very similar sentiment to what we've seen so far, with Asar Thompson averaging a plus-minus of 1.09 this season compared to his twin who averaged 3.57. But what about the other side of the coin? What about defense? Well, they're practically the same. Amen has 107.5 defensive rating and Asar has a 107.6. So they look virtually the same here. But if you've been watching the NBA this season, you know that Asar is being heavily underrated by these numbers. For a fuller context window, let's watch some tape. As you can see here, Asar Thompson in his rookie season getting a block on Tyler Hero, and within 30 seconds, he actually manages to get 2 more blocks as you can see here, resulting in 3 blocks in just a matter of 30 seconds. Or even here, where he's tracking Jason Tatum and manages to go through the screen not once or twice, but 3 times and gets the steal on Tatum. The point is, he has insane hustle and freak athleticism. And now let's take a look at one last clip with him chasing down Russell Westbrook and getting absolutely smashed by the screen. And at this point, you would have probably quit, but as you can see, Asar Thompson keeps going and manages to get the steal off of Westbrook. But of course, I still owe some flowers to Amen, as he's been an absolutely elite defender this season. But Hooplytics are about the numbers, and when we look at the defensive statistics, Amen still beats his brother with a defensive EPM of 3.7, which is in the 96th percentile, while his brother has 2.0 at 88th percentile. Defensive EPM is essentially a better defensive rating. It's an all-in-one player metric that predicts a player's contribution defensively to the team per 100 possessions. Asar finally gets a win in the steals category with 2.8 per game, but Amen takes this back in blocks at 1.8 per game. Okay, but enough of that, because I know my viewer retention gets pretty bad when I talk too much on defense. So let's take a look at when they actually play against each other. And this is very anecdotal since it's only ever happened 3 times and only 1 time this season. But since we want to go off of recency, let's take a look at that game. I don't know if Amen had it out for his brother, but he went on to score 17 points, have 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and only 1 turnover that game. Asar didn't perform as well, but still had himself a game. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of them being offensive rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 1 block, and 3 turnovers. So let's end it right here. Amen Thompson is the better twin. Right now, there's no question. He's more efficient, more complete, more polished, and the numbers back it. He's an elite defender and a legit playmaker, and he doesn't just fit into the games, but controls them. But here's the twist. Asar might end up being the better player down the line. His feel on defense is already special, and if the jumper ever becomes real, then the league has to watch out. Because if he ever does add a league average shot to that defensive motor, then this whole debate flips on its own head. Because what makes Asar Thompson so special is not just his elite athleticism that matches Amen's, but it's his hustle. He reminds me of a prime Russell Westbrook, and with that being said, his skill ceiling might be unlimited. So as of today, Amen is the better Thompson, but I'm excited to watch these players continue to develop on their growing teams. But that's all for today's video guys, thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.